It's Wednesday. You know what that means. It's time for the Greg Cherry Show. Greg Cherry, Matty Laws. Jeff Meacham was here. I think his setup fell apart.
Jeff's here, and the camera fell down when boom. Stand by.
All right.
Anyway.
It is the first Wednesday of February.
Woo-woo!
Damn, January went by fast.
Yeah, it did. That was crazy.
Yeah, the rest of 2023 can go with it as far as I'm concerned. But I saw your post, brother. I'm sorry. Whatever didn't work out. Yeah, it's I mean, I might as well spill the beans since it's not happening now. When I teased back in December that something was going on, I had auditioned for Wheel of Fortune for the WWE week. Like, actually had an audition with the contestant department, and found out today on Twitter that they're filming the episodes, which means
you they didn't even let you know.
Nope. They said if we didn't hear, then we wouldn't be on. So
that's so scummy.
Well, it is. It's shitty that it happened. I get if you didn't hear from us, it's what it is. Because how many thousands of people they've had to call? To be fair.
And here's the thing: like, I know there were probably hundreds, maybe thousands of people who applied who were WWE fans, and like only a select few got through to the audition process.
Of course.
And then even a select few from there actually made the show. So
yeah, that still sucks, Greg. I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Yeah. So if I'm not like in a positive mood through the duration of this hour, I apologize, but
it's understandable. But hey, we're here to try to brighten you up. We're here to try
That's right. Greg, have no fear. I do have a surprise already lined up, and the surprise is imminent. So stand by. But also, Jeff's got the WrestleMania shirt on. The road to WrestleMania is official because I started my binge today. So.
You mean the roads to WrestleMania?
Well, yes, the road to WrestleMania is always good. I've tried very hard, and Greg knows this better than anybody because he's been a part of it. God love him. God bless him for enduring with me over the years. To try to watch the entirety of WrestleMania history as we lead up to the event. And scheduling or just, not enough time has disqualified me from that process over the last couple of years. But I have a schedule in my mind. I got it laid out. And even with all the other shit going on with the podcast, with Disney, and with having people as wonderful as Ella J to bring into the podcast, I figured I would do the WrestleMania binge today, starting today. So
I didn't wear my shirt, unfortunately.
That's okay.
I got the Hendrix shirt.
My dad loves Jimi Hendrix.
Hey, you know what? We all know my love for Hendrix now after 97 and 98. So
that's when I was born.
Okay, I'm gonna go grab some Ovaltine to put into my smoothie. I'll be right back. Don't mind me and my old ass.
I am happy to see you, Ella. I'm just not in the best of moods today. So
I'm sorry.
I apologize.
It's okay.
Well, there might be something to cheer you up a bit, Greg. Baby, he retired.
I mean, it's like I said on my graphic. I wasn't expecting to put anything Tom Brady related on this channel ever. But
right? Seriously.
Here he is, his second retirement, brother. And
we'll see.
Yeah, like pro wrestling, we never know.
Did you see who invited him to WrestleMania?
Oh, Lord.
Was it Hunter or was it Gronk?
It was Cody Rhodes.
Oh,
God damn it, Cody. What's the matter with you?
He had an appearance on the bump today. Not my light going out. Sorry, guys. He had an appearance on the bump today, and he invited Gronk to Mania. So,
if Gronk can be there and tackle, who was it, Jinder Mahal that one year?
Yeah.
I want to see Brady from like the 20th row pelt someone with the football.
Right, he can hit from the 20th row. Let's be clear, especially at SoFi, big open space at SoFi. So,
I don't know. SoFi might give him nightmares.
That's fair. That's fair. Gotta love the hometown stadium giving Brady the shit. But I originally invited Ella on because I wanted to give her, along with every other damn friend we have in the universe, it seems like, the flowers from Saturday, because everybody was in there. Jesus, it was awesome to see everybody. It was wonderful. But
it looked like a bunch of fun at the Royal Rumble Media Day. So
yes,
we might as well get into it, Ella, if you want to talk about the experience that you had, because obviously there's people like you, Denise Salcedo, Sean Ross Sapp. I don't know if Will Washington was there or not.
He was not.
No. We'll really make it this trip. But
several other media members. So if you want to go into detail about that, please feel free.
Yeah, it was literally my first press event for WWE. It happened so last minute. I was, like I said, originally planning just to go to the Rumble, see my favorite pay-per-view. Then I get an email Tuesday night like, hey, we should be able to accommodate you. And then Wednesday is when I got the confirmation. So I was rushing to change my flight, change my hotel an extra day. So I was literally scrambling, had to cancel work, had to reschedule work and other podcast stuff. But it was an adrenaline rush. Like you mentioned, Sean Ross Sapp. Thank God for that man, because I had no idea what I was doing. So I blew up his phone, and then luckily he was there. And Emily May Heller, again, shout out to her for kind of getting me through it. Those two, I kind of knew what to expect, but again, this was my first time, but it was so much fun Friday morning on Media Row, interviewing some superstars, and then later on doing the WWE community event with the Special Olympics. That was my first thing ever, like with WWE community. Was the most professional sounding media there. Thank you, because I I had no idea what I was doing.
Hey, you know what though? Media Day was awesome because you saw all the people you got to interview. The press conference is what stood out to me. I didn't get a chance to watch the media stuff until after the fact, but in between trying to coordinate open mic night on my own channel, I was watching the press conference, and you got to ask both Rumble winners either their first or second question. I thought that was awesome.
So I actually only got to ask Cody a question initially. I was in second row. I was just going to sit back and like kind of just watch it. And then because sometimes they have people there, like, what are they called? Not ambassadors, but basically people who are handing out the mics. And they were just asking people, hey, do you want to ask a question to so-and-so? And so the lady was like, do you want to ask you'll get the first question to Cody. And I was like, yeah. And so luckily, I kind of think on the fly there. I wasn't going in really thinking of asking anybody a question, but I mean, it's Cody frickin' Rhodes. So it kind of just came on the fly. Thank you to everybody. It's still surreal. It just still doesn't feel real. Again, you're kind of on the spot. So luckily I watched the WWE product, and it was kind of, I was the first question, so I could basically ask whatever I wanted. And I felt bad. I kind of made him cry. Did feel bad about that.
No, you know what? It was good that you set the tone on a lighthearted, you made him cry note, because then we had to make sure you got the digging on Sean, which is always good. Everybody gets digging on Sean. We're always okay with that. But just seeing everybody, and again, there are people that I are on other channels with that just lay the shit on the media within the internet, and I go, what? They're sitting there in San Antonio asking Cody Rhodes, Rhea Ripley, Bray Wyatt, Triple H questions, and I'm sitting here with my thumb in my ass in Candy Country. So am I really going to criticize people that I know and appreciate? Not so much.
Yeah. It was a really eye-opening experience too, because I saw that stuff, and I also got to see things firsthand, like how media interact with other media. So it was a really valuable experience for me, one that I truly did not feel I was ready for. But sometimes you have to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. And I think I did that. So it was a surreal experience, and hopefully I get to do something like that again.
Maybe in Inglewood, California, April 1st and 2nd. You kind of celebrate a birthday for.
So I've inquired into somebody bringing me out for it, because you got to remember that is expensive. I calculated like the potential. I calculated like costs for flight, hotel, Ubers, like spending money, like everything else, and I calculate about $3,000. I don't know about you, but I don't got $3,000. So
So we'll talk more. I don't want to put my business out on the air here, but I actually am in the process of like kind of getting this place ready for sale. There's a lot of open space in this studio that I can very easily throw a mattress down and get, people that need to stay someplace that don't need to, freaking spend that much friggin' money on a damn hotel in downtown LA or whatever. Yeah. I mean, I know people need their creature comforts when they travel. Lord knows I do, but I also am used to traveling. Great example. I'm going to Phoenix next week. I'll go ahead and throw that up there now and give the girls their love. May the gods of Toronto and everybody else forgive me for what I'm about to promote here, but here we go. A friend of mine is going to see the Bellas in Phoenix next week and just wanted some company. So I said, sure, I'll go with you. And then I thought, okay, shit, wait, hotel, car, everything. And basically I'm just providing gas money, and we're literally going to find the least inexpensive place to kind of flop our freaking selves, because we're literally going to stay for a few hours and then, drive back the 9th, because I got to be at Disney on the 10th to sign my sister and my nieces in. So, I'm moving that week. My point is, if anybody, without, going into too much, anybody needs a place to just lay their freaking heads for an hour or two, just kind of, okay, recharge. I'm 45 minutes up from SoFi and Staples Center.
I also looked into, because I would want to, stay near WrestleCon, right? Because that's where the majority of the stuff is. No, it's 45 minutes away from SoFi without traffic. Imagine with traffic, it's probably going to be like 2 hours. So imagine that Uber cost. I said, I'm not ruling it out. I had somebody inquire about bringing me out, but it's going to take a little bit, because I just had Rumble. That was some money. So, I mean, I would love to come out for Mania, but Mania 40 is looking a lot better in Philly. That is much closer to me. It's looking a lot better for 40.
That's been the general theme. I'm also laying heavy on the Mania 39, because my original plan, and Greg knows this because he was a major part of that discussion, was that, I'm turning 40 on March 1st.
Oh, yeah.
So April 1st would be like the end of the celebration. And okay, we'll do Mania. Fuck it. Why not do the whole thing? And then the Eagles go, hey, we're going to host 40. It's like, yeah, thanks, Eagles. If I didn't hate you assholes enough,
I deserve 40.
Well, you deserve 40 because, you like I said, you got the Rumble and everything. But my whole thing is, I am a diehard, since they drafted Aikman out of UCLA, Dallas Cowboys fan. So not only the Eagles playing on a Super Bowl Sunday, which I'm just whatever, but now they took my birthday party attendees away from me by hosting Mania the following year. It's like, you guys suck. I hate you all. That's why I'm pushing hard for everybody come see me and wallow in my misery of losing who I lost. But it was an awesome, like I was telling Matty off air, and then Greg went before you came in. It was so cool to see people that I have so much love and respect for, in the internet, media, wrestling media community out there, interacting with, people that WWE seems to have a lot of faith in. They're putting in the main events of WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley, Cody Rhodes, Triple H himself, who, got a few questions from our people. So it was cool. So I just wanted to congratulate you publicly. And I know I haven't been on the Greg Sherry show in a couple weeks because Disney is what it is. But and I know Greg, Greg is having the day he's having. So I figured I would just go ahead and take the lead as best I could if I was allowed to. But it was awesome to see. I reached out to you because we had just had you on the show recently. I got to be a part of that interview. So I'm like, I just saw her recently. Let's go ahead and, I was happy. I was talking about it during our open mic night. Hey, there's Elle. We just talked to her. So it was really cool to see everybody involved. And, Denise, of course.
I get to finally meet Denise in person. Yeah, she was cool.
Is she not the best in person?
Yeah.
She's wonderful. JJ and I, my buddy JJ met her at the Forum show at AEW, and I got to she came up and hugged me because I hadn't seen her in since she was still podcasting with X-Pac. So it had been years. But anyway, I totally cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying I was agreeing with you, and obviously I got to hang with Sean as usual and make fun of him. So that was another highlight. So, but I love that man.
That needs to be a thing at WrestleCon if everybody gets to go. Like we need to find a way to have some sort of Sean Ross Sapp,
Roast.
pick on invitational something. It's got to be a thing. There we go. The roast of Sean Ross Sapp. We need to have Conrad help book that for real. That needs to be a thing.
Maybe call it the Sean Roast Sap.
Oh, that was good.
Maddie's booking.
You need to trademark that right now.
That's brilliant. All right, all right. I'm gonna email Conrad when we're done with this show today. That's gonna be a thing now. We're gonna make that happen. Jeez. So, I haven't been on live with anybody. I mean, I did talk wrestling yesterday. That's my own stupid show. Matt? You were at the Rumble, right?
Yeah, my buddy Cap actually got us floor seats after telling us we were going to be seated around where we were last year. So that was quite the experience.
So was that your first live Rumble?
No, I actually went last year. And
that's right.
Let me just say this was exponentially better than it was last year.
Well,
I'm so glad I didn't go last year, dude. Like,
I was close to going last year, and we were doing the watch along on there. I'm going, oh dear Christ, I'm glad I'm in my studio. I'm glad I'm in my office and not have to deal with the crowd after this. My God,
we went from essentially two of the worst Rumbles to possibly two of the best Rumbles we've seen in a while. And I did want to hear what Greg had to say about this because he is our Rumble aficionado.
I'm gonna say Greg's my Royal Rumble guy even before I met JJ really officially, and moved in with him. You guys are both. It's both your favorite shows, both your favorite matches. But I've been talking with JJ all friggin' week, so you are our Rumble man, Greg. What say you about the matches and that ending? My God.
I mean, the ending was just storytelling at its finest. As far as the Rumble matches go, I have not rewatched them since Saturday. It's honestly been a week from mental hell in the last week, so I haven't even sat down to do my rankings, do my updated video or whatever to add them to my rankings. To me, though, on first glance, the Rumbles were better than last year, but I don't know how much better.
Really?
You know what I mean? Gunther had a fantastic performance. Cody was the right winner. The women's Rumble, I still think, was better than the men's.
Yeah.
Oh, easily.
So, I mean, that's something to go off of. I don't have an official where does it rank, because I saw that question earlier. Hopefully once I'm in a state where I don't want to sleep for 5 days straight, then I can get your answer on I feel like I'm letting everybody down. I apologize.
Oh, Greg,
hey, you know what? If I had seen the post, I would have gone ahead and just done this. It wouldn't have been a big deal. I haven't been on the show in a few weeks. So I was looking forward to being with everybody, and I had no prior knowledge of everything going on. So I do apologize for jumping the gun.
No,
would you say they weren't much better because they were too predictable? As far as the winners,
it's not even as much predictable. I don't know what it was with I don't know whether it was the flow of the match or
because it did take, I think, 8 entrants for the first person to get eliminated in the men's Rumble. So it did kind of slow build.
Miz was eliminated pretty early, was he not?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he entered at 8.
Miz, who was
but that was also go ahead.
Yeah, Miz was my pick as far as the draw went last week. So Miz being the first one out, it's like, yeah, that tracks.
I don't even remember who entered at 24. I think it was like Braun or something.
Oh, 24 was Edge for the men's.
Edge, that's right.
I only know that because I was going to Rumble just to hear Metalingus, and then I finally got to hear it.
Which was a tweet. She goes, I don't want to do anything but Metalingus. I mean, you know what? She's gonna get her wish this weekend, so that was awesome because you knew he was coming out. It was gonna be a thing.
Yeah, I was hoping so, but I can kind of see what Greg is saying from the women's Rumble standpoint. Like, you obviously had the big pop right away with Rhea and Liv, but honestly, until Becky came in at 15, there was really like, I mean, yeah, Damage Control was just eliminating a bunch of people, but there really wasn't that buzz there until between number 1 and 2 to number 15 when Becky came out is when the crowd really rejuvenated itself. And then Asuka coming out shortly after Becky, that was another, I think definitely Becky and Asuka got the 2 biggest reactions of at least the women's Rumble. So it wasn't really till
pop.
Yeah. That was, I mean, yeah, that was a good one, but I feel like the crowd really wasn't into it until Becky came out and then Asuka came out. And in the second half, there was a lot more substance to the match. Michelle came back, you know, there was the good hometown pop or for kind of hometown for Roxanne. She was like 2 hours away in Laredo. But for me, like the first
pop too, it was weird.
Yeah. The first half was kind of like, you know, the crowd wasn't really into it, you know, until Becky came in. Then that's when the wheels started turning, I feel like.
I have to ask, as part of the live crowd, what was the reaction for Nia Jax?
Hey,
so
where were you seated?
I already knew that Nia was coming out at 30, but they messed up. They didn't even have the countdown.
No, popped up
her music
hit
before the countdown. We all freaking booed her. Nobody was happy that she was there. Granted, I knew already that she was 30, but we all literally cheered when Rhea Ripley and all of them threw her out. The crowd was so happy when she got thrown out.
My God, she got eliminated.
We popped for that.
From where I was on the floor, it was a lot more when she entered. I think the pop people heard on TV was more of people going, whoa, and then going,
why?
Oh, like it was not a good pop. I saw someone go, listen to that pop she got.
That was not a pop.
Not good.
We all popped when she got eliminated. Like that pop
that was the pop.
When she was eliminated.
I think that was the second biggest reaction other than Sammy swinging that chair was Nia getting eliminated. And that's very telling, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I will say that final scene from the Royal Rumble was absolute cinema.
So Aaron's been watching, I think, longer than me, and I think longer than the three of you have been alive since we established when Ella was born and made me go get my Ovaltine and my cookie. Aaron said it's the best pay-per-view ending he's seen that he remembers in recent memory, and including 20 and 30. And he said that because 30 was more organic, fan-driven, as was Kofi Mania, while 20 we're conditioned to forget, right? So, Greg, what say? I mean, you guys were both there. Greg, watching from home, would you say now that ranks up there with the greatest pay-per-view endings in WWE history?
Possibly, and here's why I only say possibly. The moment of Sammy turning on Roman was huge.
Oh my God!
But Roman didn't exactly get comeuppance because the Bloodline just beat him down.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I feel like Roman should have sold that chair shot a bit better too. He kind of got up right away.
Well, I attribute, and again, this is me completely acknowledging the tribal chief and being a suck up here. Let me not be kidding about that.
Oh, we had ones up firmly.
Oh, absolutely. That was more adrenaline going, the hell he just did?
Fair.
I mean, I've been hit with more than my share of wrestling weapons, unfortunately. And it's like, when you're in that moment, it's like, oh, no, you did. And then when you get locker room, it's like, oh, my son of a bitch. So that's where I went on that. I did like the J factor, and I cannot wait till freaking Friday.
Yeah.
Because, how do they explain, Sammy's explainable away. Like, he got guzzled like a freaking a gazelle in a lion's den. That's just a given. But Jay walking away and then on social media saying, I'm out. It's like, ooh, okay.
And run it back.
and run it back on Twitter. Yeah, I mean,
Sammy,
he went on different socials and said different things. It was like,
and Sammy threw out all the Bloodline merch in his trash.
He did. He
and
did.
Now he's got the Sami Zayn shirt, the new Sami Zayn shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's funny. I have, criticized the company for months now about Sam being honorarius because Rikishi called me honorarius first. I want to totally pirate the honorarius shirt and put the JM logo instead of this ASC just so I can market that shit. Josh, there are no actual matches of me getting hit with, but it's not on camera. I'm very unlike Roddy Piper that I didn't die on the air to draw money. I just did it just because I was an idiot, for the record. But anyway, we just lost the comment. Let it go. There it is.
Possibly Dwayne. I did see that earlier. I meant to comment. There's a possibility.
There you go. Maybe not the wheel today.
It's one of those. It would be an ironic
right. Oh, okay. Group reaction because I know they go pretty soon here. How awesome was it to see Piper Niven acknowledged and not the stupid Dewdrop name?
I was so happy for her. So I interviewed her the day before as Dewdrop. We got to establish a good rapport. I was so happy she came back as Piper Niven. And then she got really good time in the Rumble. I believe she was final 6 in the Rumble.
Yeah.
So that was huge for her. Now she's getting an opportunity to qualify for Elimination Chamber next Monday. So I was so happy to see her back as Piper Niven. It looks like she's headed in a good direction. Hi, Kaden, by the way. I was sitting with Kaden at Red Rumble, in between me running between the press box into our seats. But Kaden's locked out of his Twitter, by the way, for 5 days.
There you go. That'll explain a great many things.
Yes. Yeah, but no, I was so happy for Piper. She had I think she came in at 18 and then she lasted all the way to the final 6. That was a really solid run for her. I was really happy to see that.
For everybody that's watched NXT UK and watched, Piper come up and then get called up and get that awful stuff with, oh God, what the hell's her name? The
Eva Marie.
Eva Marie. Wow, that's how bad that was. It's so gratifying to see her and get her name. Reclaim her name, damn it. I often joke when they change people's names about slave name or whatever, like in the movie Ruse, but it's man, that's what that was. Everything about Piper was stripped away from her. And I'm so glad they're starting to let her, what do you call it?
Be yourself.
Hopefully be yourself. Thank you. Got to do that. My brain's just not happening. Something else I wanted to ask everybody before Ella left. You mentioned the qualifying match for Monday. Do we really think they're going to let somebody besides Carmella win now that Carmella's back on TV?
No, but it's interesting because this is also one scenario where Liv is the only big name in the matchup, but I could see it going so many ways because you don't have a Becky or a Bailey in this chamber match, and I assume that the last will probably be a fatal 4-way from the SmackDown sides of things. But it's you have a new crop of talent. You don't really have any established talent names in here. I would assume Carmella's going to get in, but it's a good fresh crop of people. It's not the people that we've seen being in these scenarios really outside of a Liv Morgan, So I could see going anyways,
I will also say it's really good to see Mella back.
Oh, never mind. Asuka's in this match. I just completely glossed over that. I'm so sorry. I forgot Asuka is going to be in this chamber. So it's probably going to be Asuka or Liv that wins this thing. It's a good crop of people. It's not the same names. You see in a lot of these championship scenarios, kind of.
The usual 6-woman scramble.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because Aaron, when he put up his immediately after the Rumble, okay, here's how I see Mania laying out. Whoever Rhea didn't pick, in this case, she picked Bianca. So she was saying she picked Charlotte. My bad. So Bianca would face the other qualifier. He's thinking it's going to be Ronda Rousey. So maybe Ronda goes in the chamber, which again I don't want to see personally. But if you want the marquee name, and WWE is very high on Ronda for, reasons, we've all talked about on all our podcasts. Maybe put her in the chamber.
I mean, we'll see. I assume for that 6th spot that we're going to be getting a fatal 4-way for the SmackDown girls, since we're getting fatal 4-way for the Raw girls. So
I would believe that, but the chamber match itself is for a Raw Women's title shot, and the SmackDown title is already.
But you already have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez in
That's
this matchup.
That's
So
fair. Good point. See, that's why that's why she gets flown to Rumble, and I have to sit here at the house. So
that's just
she knows.
they're my women's wrestling is my brand. That's why.
I used to book a women's wrestling company, so I should know better. I should
fair.
know better. So yes. Let's see. Talk wrestling last night. That's from. Sorry.
Here's my thoughts. I feel like if Ronda's going to come back, and maybe this is just me, maybe Adam Pearce would make the cage match on Monday the final spot in the chamber, and then Ronda could cost Becky the match somehow, leading to Ronda and Becky at WrestleMania. Because if they're not going to do it at this WrestleMania,
they're not going to do it.
I think the ship has already sailed on it. But
I talked about that last night on Talk Wrestling, Greg. It's like, how far is the bloom off that rose with those two at this point? That happened 4 WrestleManias ago, almost. Yeah. It happened in 4 years ago, 3 WrestleManias ago. Is it really worth it to get a promotional machine behind a 2-month build after so much of it, the heat has died away? That was my thought, last night. And that was last night. And you say that, cage match is instant heat no matter what. Cage matches always, bring up, adrenaline, bring up, raw feelings on Raw, ironically enough. So I'm not opposed to it. For the record, I do like Ronda Rousey. I think that her booking in the second time round has been god-awful, atrocious. And the way she exited was shitty on her end. So I'm not going to, be quiet about that either. But I just don't know if the draw of Ronda versus Becky is going to be as good in 2023 as it would have been in 2020 if they'd gone forth instead of Shayna, and or even 2021 had that been a thing. So,
yeah, and that's even if Ronda's involved with WrestleMania. We don't know, and that would also be, what program do you have Becky in? Because she can't keep facing Bayley.
Yeah, there's no way that continues to Mania.
No, especially if they're doing a cage match now. There's no way they're going to continue the feud.
Well, the only way it works is if they swerve us again on the cage, but then it's going to really piss off the live crowd and people at home and be like, oh, really? So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how, like Alice said, how next week plays out this weekend, next week, between what happens with the Bloodline on Friday and then how Raw plays out, because all roads, as Matty said, lead to WrestleMania.
Yep.
I'm still getting weather alerts for San Antonio.
Well, yeah, because you've got it on you got to program it into your phone. I can't even imagine how crazy the weather. I mean, I call it California cold here because we've had so many different fluctuations. But Texas is always in a constant state of what the hell. So
let me tell you something. On Saturday before the event, it was 3 degrees out here in Colorado. By the time I landed, I believe it was in the 40s, 50s. And then Sunday, it was 77 degrees while it was 5 degrees in Longmont.
Jesus. And you still did where you basically landed day of and rushed into the arena, right, Matty?
Yes, I did.
You're a trooper, dude. God bless you.
It was so crazy.
Yeah. And Ellie, you were planning to go, but you went a day early, you said, because of your new travel arrangements.
Yeah. Yeah, so I flew in Thursday, didn't get to my hotel till midnight, and then had to be up to do media by 8:30 in the morning. So
yeah, for this Bellas thing next week, I'm leaving my house here because I don't drive. Everybody watches knows that, butt ass crack of dawn to get down there at frickin', to Disney to meet my friend. We're driving straight through to Arizona. And then the podcast at 6:00 that night, and then we're going to sleep and doing the thing the next day. So yeah, I'm going to feel all the travels. I do want to make sure I let you go. You said half past. So thank you for coming in. I know we were trying to boost Greg up a little bit and get the crowd in here. So thank you. Enjoy your show in about 10 minutes?
Yeah, about 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, and again, check out Ella's brand. She's got all kinds of cool stuff on her Twitch, her Twitter, her everything on social. She's the latest, greatest internet journalist sensation. We love you, Ella.
I don't have Twitch though, unfortunately.
But you were on Twitch earlier, were you not?
Yeah, that's true. For me personally, I don't have Twitch, but yes, for Women's Wrestling Talk, we do have Twitch.
Women's Wrestling Talk. Okay, well,
that's a good point.
I'm sorry. See, I'm totally misinformed. I was just trying to get a good group of friends in here. Sorry, I am the worst.
Thank you for having me again. Yeah, we'll have to. Greg, I hope you feel better, and you can talk about this Rumble. There was a lot to digest. I'm still digesting a lot of it myself. I still have to edit all of my interviews I did and put them out.
Right.
So,
we'll have you back on when I'm in a much better mood. I promise.
Deal.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you
Enjoy
very much.
the rest of your night. And Josh, I agree. We should have had a Mickie James match at WrestleMania.
Hey,
I want Mickie versus Charlotte. Give it to me.
It is still not the Forbidden Door is not 100% latched shut yet either, even though she's Knockouts champion. So
I know. We'll see who gets the Hall of Fame spot this year too for the women.
Never say never with Mickie being there. Exactly.
I know. We'll see.
Thank you, Ella. Appreciate it.
Thank you again. Bye, guys.
Bye. So, some big news just got announced. AEW is announcing that house shows are getting ready to start back up.
Ooh.
Starting up, let's see. Starting February 3rd, house show circuit will be right back up for AEW. So that's
this
big
weekend.
News.
This weekend, that's huge news for them. That's awesome. Well, let's let Greg bring up the original topic of the day, like you said, because I know Josh is happy about this, if it's true.
I mean, who isn't happy about it?
In the words of Urinating Tree, is he dead? Is the stake in his heart, and is he buried?
That's right. Because if that's not true, he's like Flair. He'll never retire officially.
It's like the topic says. And guys, I do appreciate the super chats. I missed one way earlier.
I got it.
Daniel asked about the Rumble, where I would put it in my rankings. I did address that briefly, but yeah, I haven't rewatched them back to score them according to my rubric, so I don't know when that's going to get done. Hopefully, maybe this weekend if I have some free time, because there's no Super Bowl this weekend, because that's next weekend.
You ain't watching the flag football game?
Who cares? I haven't cared about the Pro Bowl since 1994.
Seriously,
there's no point to it.
The last Pro Bowl I actually watched and enjoyed was Sean Taylor murdering Brian Mormon.
Yeah, there's literally no point. It's like Sean says for wrestling matches. If there's no stakes, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And there's no stakes in the Pro Bowl. It's not like an extra cash incentive. It's not, hey, the winning conference gets the Super Bowl next year.
Yeah,
that
should be how it goes.
Okay, this makes more sense. So the ticket
thank you, Josh.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to do a quick skim.
They're going back to Ohio, which means let's see, Ohio. That's Josh's area. That's Virtue's area. That's Cleaver's area. That's Noah's area. Everybody go see the AEW house show. All the things. There you go.
AEW is coming back to Pittsburgh in April. So there's.
Are they?
Ooh.
Is that the weekend? No, that's not the week after Mania.
I don't think they've been here since last year, and that was right around the time I was having my kidney stone.
Oh, that's right.
I remember that specifically because I remember my back being in agonizing pain for the entire 2-hour drive back home.
Oh my God!
So
where was that show?
Peterson Event Center. It's on Pitt campus.
Oh God, yeah, that is far for you. Jeez.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that's a good drive, even in decent traffic, non-winter traffic.
Oh yeah, if it was a winter show, I probably wouldn't go. But considering it's in April, depending how our finances are, I may look into getting tickets. Try and get better seats early, so I don't have to spend money on
Get them before the scalpers do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Though the scalpers are horrible for AEW shows. It is.
Yes, they are
really bad.
Yeah, I had a whole big plan to go to Frisco and do the Dynamite and Rampage, and it's like I didn't want to chance not getting the days off. By the time I found out I had the days off for sure, which is, by the way, my birthday and the Friday after that, like even the Cow Palace, which isn't exactly a major full amenity venue these days, but it's a historical venue. Man, I have to sell the kid into slavery, which I'm not opposed to, by the way, Dylan, if you're watching.
That's illegal under one of the amendments. Jeff.
Shit. Then I'll sell what's left of my kidneys and my liver. There you go. That works too. But no, the point, I'm not going to haul my cookies. You figure that's ticket prices plus travel, which will likely be by train because I ain't going to fly with my head the way it is. That's a long haul, which is why I took the extra day off, the 28th. But I don't want to spend my entire whatever money I do get for my 40th birthday, plus paycheck and everything on one trip. That seems ridiculously.
It just seems redundant.
It does because then I'm going to come back home, not go to the pay-per-view because I didn't take that day off because I'm an idiot. Well, no, I did take it off, but I didn't buy tickets for the pay-per-view. I'm not going to try to do that either. And then, be back to square one monetarily. It's like, okay, nope. So just stay here and enjoy the fruits of my production values going up and do the show on the network.
But by the way, I do appreciate the super chats through the super chat function. But this gets to us directly, the Streamlabs link. And the only reason I say that is those super chat funds, considering the lack of super chats this channel gets, I might not see that till like next September.
Good Lord.
It's because there's $100 threshold, and if I don't get many of them, then they just kind of sit there.
Yeah, until you reach that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Everybody that watches our watch along stuff knows that I only was able to distribute the money I did in January because I had not been paid since frickin' August. And we had two really big shows at the end of the year in December, our Christmas Eve show and the New Year's Eve open mic night that just super chats went through the roof. They're happening more frequently now because people realize there's content there, but, only getting paid per quarter at best is not the way to go, which is why we, and Greg Cherry audience, encourage you guys to do this. So, please.
And I also want to apologize to people waiting on the gauntlet. We've still only filmed one match, and
technically,
I'm just gonna say fuck it. Like, I really don't care at this point. We'll film the rest of the matches, but I don't want to give away what happened in the first match. But we're gonna film the rest. We're gonna film the rest of the matches, and if anybody beats me, they'll get a title shot. And quite frankly, that's the end of the trivia challenge. I'm over it. I really am. I've been champion for what, 1900 days? What the hell else do I have to do?
Right.
I've been on WrestleMania. I've done cool things.
You host your own shows.
Yeah.
Part of what happened, and again, I know you didn't want to put, I botched the count again, so we have to, at least refilm parts of it because I screwed up, during the course of the edition process. So it's becoming more of a chore than it was supposed to be fun, and we'd always said, you and I, all those years ago when we continued on after Aaron kind of gave us the keys to that kingdom, if it stops being fun, fuck it.
Yep. And to me, it's stopped being fun.
Yeah, exactly. You've beaten, as far as the straight pure trivia, you've got nothing left to prove. You don't. Absolutely not. And you have shown that you are happiest when you're hosting in a game show environment or stuff like this. So,
yeah.
Do you, brother. That's what the Greg Cherry show is about. It's what the Greg Cherry brand has always been about, is Greg Cherry doing Greg Cherry things. And if Greg Cherry's not happy doing the trivia, then don't do it.
Yeah.
You know?
But which I know some people watch for the trivia. I mean, they haven't because we haven't done it and we haven't posted an episode in a year. But
no, but you know what? The audience is there, and it's I'm always happy when whether I'm here or not, the audience comes in and watches on my channel and or watches on my Twitter feed, which is always cool to know that the people that I love and care about are getting getting their flowers, as the kids say nowadays. So, which is why I was so happy, that what happened on Saturday at the Rumble. I continue to be happy that your brand, is looking to expand some more. So, just today is what today is. It's going to be today, and I had to learn, brother, and I'm trying very hard to adopt this to my own life. When I had my buddy Adam on last month to talk about his documentary, I refuse to let bad shit happen to me anymore. Bad shit happens. That just means, okay, so how does this evolve into a restart for good going forward? The trivia was a wonderful experience. Got you a ton of exposure. Got you a ton of attention. Now we're to the next step. What comes next?
Yeah, honestly, and this particular episode is probably a bad example. I would like to get this show to. I want this show to be like the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah,
and I understand. Right. I have about 1/1000th of the audience that he has. I understand that. But I would like to get this show to be a more interactive show, a more discussion-worthy show, a show where we get big-name guests and we talk to them. I loved having Ella on. I feel terrible that I'm in the mood I'm in and I wasn't really interacting much, which is on me, quite frankly.
Hey, dude, life happens.
Yeah, it's you're doing better than I would have, honestly, because if it's one of those when something goes wrong, I shut away and I get shit on. You soldier on. It's like, no, I'm having a bad day. Fuck you back if you don't like it, type shit. So the fact that you're doing the show anyway is commendable.
I feel like it's my personal therapy session for the hour. So
hey, you know what?
If that's what the show needs to be for tonight, that's what the show needs to be for the night.
Hey, how many times have you and I said to each other, over this stream, pre-show and post-show, I look forward to this hour and this day more than any other day in their week. And I'll tell you why. I do this for an hour with you when I'm actually able to do it. And then I, go grab my, lame-ass plant-based TV dinner out of the damn freezer, nuke that shit. And then I go out Wednesday nights and hang out with people I don't hang out with any other day during the week. Wednesday's my no Disney, very little wrestling talk day. Today was a bad example on the Great Cherry Show because we talked about the Royal Rumble. But, this is my non-usual Jeff Meacham day. And I love the shit out of that because of it.
And to get back
we do have a couple of donations, which I greatly appreciate.
Hell yeah.
Well, I will. If you land on something with singing or getting, I will gladly project my god awful karaoke voice today. Fuck it, I will volunteer for that.
Well, Mike B donated $10. It says no question or comment, just some support. Great content.
There you go. Appreciate that, man.
And then Dwayne donated 10. He says, cheer up, buddy. No wheel spin needed. Just wanted to send some love your way.
Well, there you go. Okay.
You guys are gonna make me cry on air. I've done enough of that today.
Well, to get back to your earlier point, Greg, what you want the show to be. That's the dream. Getting it to that point.
I think my main problem is I don't know how to market myself. I've never been good at promoting myself because, and this is going to get really deep really quick. I've never felt like and I know there's people watching, but like I never felt like my opinion or my thoughts meant much of anything. I've never highly valued myself in like. Give me a second.
It's okay, brother.
Like I felt that, like the whole Quizlemania thing. Like I was trying to get noticed, and yeah, I admit I can be obnoxious sometimes. I don't have great social skills. Anybody can tell you that. And it's just like, and when it came to that, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of being told no, that I don't deserve an opportunity, and that's why I kept it up. I was like, I'm gonna make this a thing. It's like whether they like it or not, and some people liked it, some people didn't. That's their prerogative. But I finally made it happen. And did I win? No, but that wasn't the point. Like the point
got
was
there.
I got there, and that was the thing.
There's a reason that the Sean Ross Sack clip is in the queue for this show still, dude, because he didn't have to do that. Nobody had to do anything on that build. And we keep it there because that was a reminder that, you know what? Regardless of what you often believe about you and what I believe about me a lot of the time, despite belief to the contrary about in public, there are other people that believe in your talents, your ability, and your presentations. There is a reason why I went to you when I needed my graphics work done and the quote-unquote other Greg in my life completely flaked on me. And to this day, the majority of the designs I have and will continue to have are based at least in part on your work. And I can't even express how awesome that was of you. And that's just graphic art or ink to paper work. Your hosting ability. Again, I can't. I'm totally sound like I'm kissing your ass in front of you on the air here. And people do not give enough love and sleep on luck of the draw. Go back and Greg's the YouTube thing is literally right here down to my lower third here. Go watch Luck of the Draw. That shit is old school, but it's classic and it's funnier than hell to watch. These people just make complete physical messes and asses of themselves. It's hysterical to watch, and it's completely. It's a combination of game show and jackass. I mean, not to the degree they're hurting themselves like jackasses, but it's fun stuff to watch. And you've been doing that for years while you were a fan of Jeff Meacham and No DQ. It's like, dude, we wouldn't have brought you in if we didn't see something. And you've always had value. And above all that, your value as a human being will never be undersold, at least not by me.
I appreciate that. It's hard on days like this to
absolutely
feel, especially when I don't know if I got like cocky. I don't know if or what happened with the entire process. I didn't get picked. I mean, maybe people have more energy than I did, which I guess is always possible. It just hurts, man. It sucks so bad because beyond anything I wanted to do in my life. Like, yeah, I did the Quizlemania thing for a couple years, and that was cool. But it wasn't the dream that this was.
Yeah, let's say the Wheel of Fortune is something you grew up watching, something you grew up
watching. I was in the hospital I was born in. It was on TV. So it has literally been in my entire life.
Yep.
So...
And Greg's had the misfortune of being well, there you go. Again, we appreciate the super chats here on YouTube, and I'm gonna make sure I get that there. There you go. Appreciate that. Just make sure, guys, going forward, at least on Greg's show, that you're donating here. That way Greg gets it right away. Now, if that's on my channel, thank you, because I think it just put me over 100 for the month. So thank you. Whatever. Or 100 for the threshold to get paid out. So I appreciate wherever that went. Yeah, but again, y'all,
it didn't come up on my notification, so I think
it did or did not.
It did not.
Oh well, then hell, that I'm damned. I'm at least over 90. So I'll be paid out for March, which is nice.
I know the $5 from Dan was yours too, because it never popped up. So
Well then my birthday month celebration. Thanks both of you. Then we appreciate that. Actually, WrestleMania weekend thanks you for that, because that's where that's going to go very likely, because I got to get down.
The payouts don't even come out till like late in the month where you hit it.
Well, yeah, and that's the other thing. Even if we do get paid out, we got to wait till the freaking 20th or 21st to get that shit. So
and I also want to say this, like, I appreciate all the donations to the show. I appreciate everybody participating in the Royal Rumble pool.
Yes,
I appreciate people donating for the gauntlet to happen, which, yes, it's still going to happen. I understand It's been like 6 or 7 months, but you have to understand our schedules.
Yeah.
Scheduling is the absolute hardest part about that.
Oh my God.
I don't do this show for the money.
No.
If I did, I would question my life choices, because I have a good job. So I'm not relying on the show to like feed Jen and I. But I really appreciate the like community.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
My biggest thing.
It's all about teamwork, bro. Like I'm about to say, we met each other because of our love of wrestling trivia, and I've made a great friend because of that. So
exactly.
And I thank you for your friendship and for your YouTube premium.
Right? No,
I find that's the first time I've laughed all show. So
we'll take it, because you know what? It's amazing how many of us that met through this IWC no DQ Jeff Meacham bullshit. Hell, I still use Big G's login HBO.
Well, nobody using nobody's Netflix password.
Yeah, you can't use that in like a month.
You can't use Netflix. You get in trouble for that shit. But hell, Noah, thank God, graced me his BR Live thing. I want to get to watch. I ain't paying $50 to AEW every quarter. Piss on that. No friggin' way. But that's that's what this does. It, despite belief in the outer fringes of the community and the outside world, wrestling still brings people together. Damn it.
It's one of the greatest mediums to bring people together.
It does, Oh, go ahead, Greg. I'm sorry, this is your thing.
And another thing I appreciate about the donations, since we were like a few bucks short, like I can move some of that money over, and we're giving the Rumble pool pulled in $150 for Jesse.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, and that's partially because Big G redonated his winnings, which is
no joke.
Big G is a super duper star. I love Jeff.
But yeah, so hopefully next week I will be in a much more positive mood. I do appreciate everybody tuning in, and our hour's almost up. So hopefully I won't be on the couch next week, figuratively speaking.
If you are, I have a very good accent to use, and I can find a fake beard to use. It's okay. We can do this.
I can hop on a Greyhound to Pennsylvania if I need to, Greg.
Well, there you go. I'm not taking Greyhound because I ain't dealing with those assholes, but there you go.
That's a CAD right in the back anyway, so.
Hey, right in the back anyway.
That's what she said. I don't know.
Hey.
Oh.
But we thank you very much for watching. AEW Dynamite is coming on in a couple minutes. Pretty big show tonight.
You go watch Bryan Danielson versus Thatcher.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Bryan Danielson,
for real.
Timothy Thatcher. Jade Cargill is looking for win number 50 over Red Velvet. And the Acclaim's in action. So lots of good stuff.
Takeshita versus Cage as well, right?
I believe so. Yep. All right. Thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate you. And like I said, hopefully I'll be in much higher spirits next week. We will see. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Matty and Jeff, both, for joining me on this episode. And we will see you next week. And, of course, thanks to LJ for being a part of the episode as well.
Love you all. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. I love all of you. Don't be a jag. We'll see you next week right here on the Great
Definitely
Show.
don't be a jag.